And now to a story you've all been waiting for. WJCL investigates rumors of a colony of monkeys running rampant on a low-country island. There are no monkeys indigenous to South Carolina, yet nearly 4,000 live off the coast in Beaufort County on Morgan Island. They were brought here, and some say for medical tests or other experiments. Now Morgan Island is commonly referred to by a much different name, Monkey Island. Tonight we uncover why those monkeys were brought here and whether or not they can escape.
It's Hilton Head Island. It's shaped like a tennis shoe. You see it right there? It's got that Yankee smell to it, okay?
To the north, another smell, just as foreign to the area as Yankees are to Hilton Head. It took us about 90 minutes to get there by boat.
Might be 2 hours. Morgan Island is sort of hard to get to.
Captain Wally is our tour guide.
So you're going to be with me a while.
His last trip there, roughly 5 years ago. But the 78-year-old is no stranger to the water.
I got in this in 1983, and then I've got about 38 years and taken out 18,000 people and never had an accident.
He too has heard the stories about the monkey business that takes place on the island.
Morgan Island is a research place there, and I camped on there when I was in about the 9th grade, and they had a lot of goats there. And then this fella came in and started doing a research on the monkeys.
That fella is David Taub.
Well, the urban legend of Monkey Island depends on who you ask.
We'll get to his story in just a bit. In 1979, an urban legend began to surface off South Carolina's coast, and what has evolved over time is a whole different animal. Talks about a colony of monkeys and rumors about medical testing done on the primates, testing for things like polio, herpes, AIDS. In the 80s, there were reports some of the monkeys even escaped and were seen throughout Beaufort County. So we wanted to see the colony for ourselves and set sail for the road, or in this case, water less traveled.
We're going to go into Coosaw River and come around to Parrott's Cut and then come on in to Morgan's River.
So you say you think we might get lucky?
Last time I came over here, the wind was blowing from the northeast like it was today. The sun is out, they're out there in the sun. So there's good possibility.
That's about 4 or 5 years ago, huh?
Yes.
So what did we find when we got to Monkey Island? Are the rumors true? The answer and more after the break. WJCL continues our investigation of Monkey Island. The island off the coast of South Carolina is filled with monkeys. According to an urban legend, they were brought in for medical testing and experiments. So I went to the island to find out exactly what's going on and why the animals were brought there. A very interesting story. You know, the more I learned about this, the more intrigued I became. And as we search for the real story behind Monkey Island. After an hour and a half, Monkey Island could be seen from a distance. An impressive tree line, roughly 100 yards from shore. Not your typical vacation spot, and the no trespassing signs make it even less inviting and more illegal. Researchers tell us this is private property, but they confirm there are at least 4,000 monkeys there. When we get there, Captain Wally circles around the island and we begin our search.
Yeah, there's about four or five on the group on, see them? Yeah, they're monkeys. Yeah, they're sitting on the stump there. Yeah, I see them on that stump.
To the left.
Yeah, there's some more coming. Yeah, there's another one coming. There they go. You lucky people, you lucky.
There's another one on top of that.
Yeah, there's another one. Must be a dozen of them. They're going back into the woods now. Well, that was worth the patience and waiting.
After our trip, we took our findings to David Taub for some clarity.
The local legend is there's this secret colony of monkeys over there. We got, Dr. Moreau in the secret island. But there's no validity to that whatsoever. It's a breeding colony that was established in 1979 for Food and Drug Administration for production of animals for the testing of the polio vaccine, the Sabin vaccine.
How do you know all this?
Because I'm the one who started it.
Todd was recruited to be the scientist in charge of Monkey Island in 1979. He put the project together and established the colony, running it for 20 years. He says testing is done on some of the monkeys, just not there.
Animals would be sent to the Bethesda campus of Food and Drug Administration where the polio vaccine testing took place.
According to the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, research continues on the monkeys today, but they won't say for what. And although that testing is done elsewhere, there are still concerns locally. Any way these monkeys can escape?
Sure. They swim. They're good swimmers. These are wild animals. These are not domesticated animals. And adult males have canines that are 2 inches long and are razor sharp. And if they want to, they can do you a world of hurt. And so we prohibited people from coming on the island. That's how the urban legend started. Well, if they won't let us come on the island, then something's going on over there we shouldn't know about.
Todd is no longer affiliated with the island, but thinks today the research has shifted from things like polio to finding vaccines and cures for diseases and viruses like Marburg, HIV, maybe even Ebola. He says the state of South Carolina owns the land. The monkeys are property of the U.S. government. And if you're thinking about heading to the island this weekend, think again. It's private property. You will be arrested for trespassing.
Incredible story. How fascinating. And who knows, maybe our local monkeys will play a role in national health care.
Yeah, this is a breeding colony, but the monkeys were plucked from there to go throughout the country for research and testing to find cures and vaccines. You heard Todd believes Ebola, possibly, and that's very timely right now.
No kidding. Boy, that would be amazing. Playing a role shaping history right here.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right, great job.